had just bought his new car 3 days before that. And he was just riding around in his car. He said, Mom, I'm going for a ride. And they killed him. They killed him.
Well, I mean, I think it's important here, the way the family and the attorney, and I certainly understand where they're coming from, but they're making it sound as if he was shot because he was not wearing a seatbelt. He was shot because he shot a police officer. That's why he was shot.
Now, y'all know I got to make a video about this. Brought to you by TatumStore.com. TatumStore.com get you a merch item. Link is in the description section. Like and subscribe to the channel. Y'all already know what to do. Let's get into this. Ladies and gentlemen, and ladies, I had to make a video about this young man, Dexter Reed. I want to give it a little time, like I always do. I want to see if there's more information that come out, more body-worn camera footage that comes out, anything else that I can add before I make a video and, you know, either be the one disproving or proving if cops are right or wrong. Now, we're going to put a link in the description section. There's a website called, I think it's called COPE or something like that, COPE. And that website has all the body-worn camera, all the police report, internal affairs, press release, everything is on that website. We'll link it in the description below so you can watch it all on your own. Brandon Tatum ain't trying to, it's like being at church. You need to read the Bible for yourself. Your pastor can tell you only so much. Look at all the evidence for yourself. But we're going to go through this shooting real quick, because I think it's invaluable to articulate. I'll set the tempo with this. I do not understand for the life of me how people are outraged at this shooting. And I think the police commissioner, whom I met when I was a police officer, I think he gave a clear articulation of what should be the statement made by law enforcement.
96 rounds in 41 seconds. What does that mean?
Well, I mean, it is a lot of shots fired, but you have 4 officers firing simultaneously. They're using semi-automatic weapons. The average clip holds probably about 17 rounds. And so it's not, you know, even though it's a lot of rounds being fired, it's certainly understandable how that many could be fired in that short a period of time.
And talk to me about, Omar laid out the body cam video. You've seen it as well. What do you see in this encounter? What do you see in this incident? The preliminary investigation suggests that Reed opened fire on the officers first, hitting an officer. Does that change this incident? What do you think?
Well, I mean, I think it's important here, the way the family and the attorney, and I certainly understand where they're coming from, but they're making it sound as if he was shot because he was not wearing a seatbelt. He was shot because he shot a police officer. That's why he was shot. I mean, the stop was made. And we can argue whether or not tactical officers should be making traffic stops for seatbelts and things like that. But it would not have occurred had he not fired first and shot a police officer, period. I mean, so you can't shoot a cop and expect not to get shot in return. It's just the way it is. And so, you know, I really understand what they're saying. This is going to be investigated by the state's attorney. It's going to be investigated by the Civilian Office of Police Accountability. You know, the final shots that were fired are the only ones, and I saw all the videos, that give me some concern, those last 3 shots in particular. Now, even though the majority of shots were fired while he was in the car in these very dark tinted windows, obviously he wasn't incapacitated because he was able to get out of the car and get to the rear of the car. They believed he was still armed. They continued to fire. Now, the last 3 shots are the ones that will have to be scrutinized very, very closely. But having been in shootouts, if you will, before myself, your adrenaline is pumping, and believe me, it's a very, very tense situation. And, you know, when you're firing that gun, you're trying to make sure that that individual is no longer a threat to you. So not to make excuses, it does need to be looked at. I am concerned about the last 3 shots, but the use of deadly force, in my opinion, overall was justified in this case.
And I'll play his clip in a minute, but nobody should be surprised this happened. Nobody should be defending this guy. He actually shot another police officer that was black. He's a criminal. When you shoot a cop, they're going to shoot you back. That's the end of it. But I want to just make sure before we watch this video, this is done for educational purposes. This is not for me to be salacious, not for me to show violence just for no reason. It's for educational purposes only. All right? So watch this with me. Roll the clip.
Roll the windows down.
Roll the window down, man.
Roll the window down.
First of all, he was previously arrested in April of 2023 from retail theft from Zara. And then he was arrested in July before that. Just shortly after that, in July the 13th, 2023, 2 blocks from the Union Center, charged with felony aggravated unlawful use of a firearm. So this is the person they're dealing with. Now, do they know this? I doubt it.
What are you doing?
And I'm sure they figured it out right here.
Roll this one down.
Roll that one down too.
Look at him.
Hey, don't roll the window up. Don't roll the window up.
Okay.
Do not roll the window up.
Do not fucking roll
Unlock the doors now.
Open the fucking door.
Unlock the doors now.
Open the fucking door.
Unlock the doors now. Open the door now. Open the door now. Open the door now.
All right, I want y'all to listen to this very clearly. I'm going to play it back. Let's walk through this first portion of this incident. I don't understand right now what is actually happening when it comes to a traffic stop. If you ask me, I think they were interdicting, they were engaging or interfering with him doing something that he shouldn't have been doing. Because normally when you conduct a traffic stop, you pull up at the rear of the vehicle, you flash your lights, and all of the above, they pull over. I don't see a cop car behind him. And I know these are plainclothes officers. They're probably in unmarked cars. So I don't see anybody behind him. It looks like she pulled in front of him and then they got out. My police experience says that they may have had a hunch that he was doing something he wasn't supposed to be doing. He was getting ready to engage in a violent act, or he was a suspect that identified with somebody that they may have been looking for, or something of that nature. Because this unit is not a patrol unit, they're a plainclothes unit. So for them to pull up, they had enough to stop him because he probably wasn't wearing a seatbelt, so they used that as the initial stop. But I think their instincts was telling them that he was doing more than what just not wearing a seatbelt. Now, I don't have the full context, but police officers know they can smell it a mile away that something is going to happen. And surprise, 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 this kid is in the car, already arrested for a felony charge of unlawful use of a firearm. He's sitting in the car right now with a firearm illegally, about to try to shoot it out. But I want y'all to listen to this very clearly, because you're going to hear, because some people are like, he didn't shoot him, but he shot the police officers. If you listen to it clearly, turn the volume up on your phone or whatever you're listening to this on, you're going to hear 2 succession of shots. You're going to hear pop, 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 pop. 2 things come to my mind. That is the indication, in my opinion, of him shooting versus cop shooting. The caliber of gun he has versus the caliber that they're using. That's why you hear the differentiation in shot sounds. That could be, or it could be just a distance thing, shooting from a distance versus close up. But you can tell that it's his shots versus their shots. Roll the clip.
Open the door now.
That pow, 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 to me is a higher caliber weapon. This department may carry 40 cal. I mean, not 40 cal. Yeah, 40 cal. They carry 40s. He probably shooting with a 9. And that's why you hear pow, 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 pow. 100% proof that he shot first. And then, if you didn't believe that he shot first, I'm going to skip through it. They shot over 90 some times, which is not surprising, because when you have multiple officers shooting at the same time, just say, my math ain't that great, but just say you had 10 officers on the scene. And each officer shot 6 times, because they all are visibly seeing a person as a threat. They not like, hey, you shot 3, I'm going to shoot 2, you shoot 5. Did you hit him? You hit him. I didn't hit him, but he hit him. He down. They ain't got time to do that. Each person is viewing the threat as bang, 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 bang. He's got to be, we got to eliminate the threat. Just say you had 10 people shooting 6 shots. That's 60 right there. And 6 shots is just bang, 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 bang. Hold on. Bang, 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 bang. I think I did it. That's nothing in a shootout scenario where somebody has already shot at you. And here's another thing I think people need to understand too, is that when the shots start flying, you really don't know who's shooting at this point. Because you hit the first initial shots, you getting shot at. But then you hear a bunch of shots going off, and it's not like you are poised in this moment. You already think that this is it for you. Your adrenaline is rushing. You're getting tunnel vision. Dexterity in your hands is going. Your training is going out the window. Most people that haven't been training often. And you're not going to be thinking to yourself, that sounds like only us shooting at him. Maybe he's not shooting back. It's not going to happen. So they just firing, the chaotic situation. The guy's not giving up. They don't see any signs of him giving up. They got to keep going. And so as you can see, the shots continue to be fired. He ended up getting shot back on the ground. The cops don't know if he has the gun on him. They don't know if it's under him. They don't know if he's playing possum. I think there were some questionable shots at the end. I did not watch it because I don't want to get banned. But according to the ex-police commissioner, he said that there was a couple shots at the end, which could easily be argued away, in my opinion, because you don't know what his status is, and if he had his hand up under him, he already showed a propensity that he wanted to kill everybody. And so it may end up being justified that somebody shot him a few times at the end. But, I mean, there you go. He's gone. Just like that. Another brother in the street gone. He would have been gone by the police or by another black man, given his lifestyle. And so this officer is clearly upset that another brother is gone, and then that an officer is down over here that was initially shot. And now you're talking about another brother got shot. Why are they not caring about this brother? Why do they not have anything to say about his safety? This brother got shot by a thug, and they out here crying and fainting and passing out. It's insane to me. It is insane to me. I don't know how cops just consistently get a bad rap for no reason. They pulled this man over on a traffic stop. What will make a rational human think that I'm going to shoot it out with the police? I guarantee you that felony that he was arrested for last year, unlawful use of a firearm, he probably didn't deal with that, right? He's probably still awaiting trial. He's out on bond. And if he get into trouble, after the judge told him, you're going to get double for your trouble. And then he's stealing from Zara. He probably had stolen goods in the car with an illegal gun. And so he know he's finna go to prison for a good amount of time. And he probably was getting ready to do something he wasn't supposed to do. Because, bro, just think about this for a minute. If you somehow got a gun on you, you had a gun on you last time when you got arrested, illegal use of a firearm, and you didn't feel like you had to risk it all. A lot of times when people go risk it all is because they got a lot more to lose than what we think they got. A rational person will be like, oh, man, I'm caught dead to rights. It ain't my gun. Somebody else had this gun in the car. It ain't my gun. This ain't my car. These ain't my pants. Matter of fact, I belong to Christ. So this ain't even my body. So somebody will go down a list and say some stuff like that and try to hide their crimes instead of shooting it out with the police. So it makes me feel that when the investigation is complete, they're going to find out that he was either getting ready to do something that he shouldn't have been doing. He was in the act of doing something he shouldn't have been doing. And he knew he was going to be in more trouble than we think he was because he decided to take it all the way, shooting the black man first. And they're out here crying, Al Sharpton and all these people. They want to do visuals for his family. And the mayor of Chicago is, I'm so saddened and disappointed another brother. Bro, you should be sad and disappointed that another brother decided to use a firearm against somebody. It's a shame. But anyway, comment in the comment section. Is B. Tatum tripping on my own or something? Do you think it's justified or not? Do you think this cop should be in trouble or not? See you on the next one.